What makes a house a home? We've been searching the country for Scotland's Home of the Year. Now our judges are visiting the top 3 from each region before choosing one to go through to our national final. Scoring them on architectural merit, distinctive design and personal style are interior designer Anna Campbell-Jones.
What I'm looking for in a home is individuality, imagination and integrity. And of course, that most important ingredient, love.
Architect Danny Campbell.
What I'm looking for in a home is an inventive use of space, with a deep connection to its site, delivered with such originality that I can't help but feel inspired.
And Isle of Mull-based interior designer Banjo Beale.
I'm looking for homes that are packed full of character, packed full of personality, and something that tells me about the characters that live there.
This is a really special room.
Proper country kitchen for crafty country people.
I think I'm going to feel right at home here.
In the end, only one can be Scotland's Home of the Year. Our judges are visiting the shortlist in the East, and they're starting with a 1940s villa in Fife. The Pink House is home to Heather, Brian, and their daughters Rosie and Olive.
I grew up in the village and I used to walk past this house every day on the way to school and I always loved it. When this house came up, you liked it as much as I did. It's a family
I think we were first through the door, weren't we?
Yeah,
first
we were
viewing,
first
so it was
viewers.
we seen it and we loved it.
I have a formula I use for every single room, always having something old and something new and at least 3 colours. I just know I really like pink. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD. Having a colour that you love and are a little bit obsessed with can be a strain of that.
Friends, they come in and quite often the reaction will be, I wish I could be as bold. Most people wouldn't do that, but when you actually see it done, it's a credit kind of Heather.
I would describe it as nostalgic. I had a Glaswegian granny who I just adored, and I also have a lot of her sort of ornaments as well, and everything is a memory to me.
On the ground floor, there is a living room, kitchen diner and a loo. The property was previously extended to include a playroom downstairs and a bedroom with ensuite upstairs. On the first floor, there are 4 bedrooms in total and a family bathroom with separate shower.
This is our favourite spot in the home because this is where we all squash up on the couch watching movies with our favourite snacks, and it's always a really happy time.
Armed with only the basic facts about the property, the judges now get their first look at the Pink House.
Look at this pink little cottage. Well, big cottage.
Rosie by name, Rosie by every other little thing.
There's a lot of materials going on here. We've got pink render, brick, there's some Tudor detailing, a bay window.
I like the arts and crafts influence with this kind of archway and the doorway leading through.
I mean, that entrance, that's the star of the show, isn't it? And I love those little retro touches, the roller skates there.
I like your punnage with the star steps.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Take note, Danny.
It's starting to rain. Shall we get inside?
Let's
do
go.
it.
More pink!
A lot more pink.
I feel like a sweetie.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yes.
I love all these colours.
Cute.
And I found the heart. Here it is. Oh, what a lovely spot. You can see why they've picked this. This is family time, isn't it? Round the fireside.
What I like is this really, really quite brave colour combination. We've got a really clean pink, but then with these more kind of almost dirty colours, like a kind of forest green and the mustard. It's quite unusual to see them together, and I'm really enjoying it.
Well, they can't give a flying duck about the rules in here. They're out the window. But I love it. It's sugar and spice, best of both worlds. But it doesn't feel like too saccharine. It's just really cosy, isn't it? They've managed to get that balance right.
Right, I want to see more of this crazy, colourful house.
Oh, the kitchen's pink too, no surprise.
It's a pastel paradise in here. I love how even using a blackboard, they managed to bring colour into the space.
They've just wrapped the fridge with this vinyl and painted all the units pink. It's a really cost-effective way to totally transform a kitchen.
I reckon they've gone through a few cans of paint in here. They've just tarted up this simple pine table. Their doorknobs are all a little bit colourful. Every little touch point in here has had a lick of paint.
More importantly, they've got a disco ball in the kitchen.
They've got their priorities right. Is this a stable door? So that little...
Whoa, it doesn't go inside.
Oh, look!
I love that.
Oh, it's a playroom.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's so unusual to have an external door into an extension of what is an open plan space. Quite clever though with young kids, so you can actually hide away all that other stuff.
Oh, this carpet's like marshmallows.
It's so fluffy.
Oh, look at this. They've got little picture frames with vintage fabric and like old photographs. What a clever thing to do.
Cute. Very cute.
Oh, wow. I'm loving all these combinations of the stripes and the flowers and the sunbeam pillows.
This is a much more grown-up space. Darker tones.
Yeah, I could get a bit of a headache if I spent all my time downstairs, so it's nice to come up in here, retreat away from the noise. You've still got all of the vintage kind of touches in here, but it's a little bit calmer.
Tucking the storage into the lower part of the ceiling is really clever. It gives you more space for where you need to be moving around. Very smart.
And they've painted it pink. Oh, how cute.
Oh, this is a kid's room of dreams, isn't it?
That's what I imagine your room to be like, Danny.
It's exactly like my room.
Yeah, I knew
exactly.
it.
This is such a happy kid's bedroom.
I think it's just a happy kid's house, isn't it? I think the whole home has been designed for kids, big and little kids.
I love the way they've got these old cast iron radiators and painted them in these pastel colours throughout the home. It's such a great way to make something functional add joy to a space.
Even the artwork is stuck to the same palette. Nothing's breaking form. I think it's very well coordinated and nicely put together.
Yeah, I want to really want a zig-a-zig ha.
What kind of Spice Girl would you be?
I'm scary, aren't I?
No.
How will the judges score the pink house? 1 mark will be held back until the judges have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
It's really clear that the homeowners have worked with what they were given. They've used their imagination to create a home that represents their personality. It doesn't have to cost a fortune. There's definitely an eccentric colour palette in this home. It is actually quite consistent as you move through, but it modulates, like the pinks go from bright to soft, depending on the function of the space. And I think it's really effective. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I love that the homeowners have decided to decorate and not renovate, because I think you could spend a fortune opening up the house and throwing the kitchen sink at it, but they've just painted it, and they've painted every surface. It might be a little too much pink for my taste, but I love that they've gone for it with theirs, and it's kind of unapologetic, and it's just a happy little family home. I'm giving this home a 9.
This is possibly the most colourful house I've ever been in my whole life. I think for family living, this house is doing really, really well. The architecture of the buildings remained relatively unchanged. The one thing I think it could have benefited from, perhaps, is maybe more openings taking advantage of the natural light.
Next up in the east is a new build in North Berwick. Seaview is home to Jenny, David, and their 2 dogs, Charlie and Belle.
Always loved North Berwick. I think we came here every single summer with my parents. This was the place we really wanted to live.
Even though I work full time, I feel like it starts like every day like a holiday. You know,
Yes.
you look out and you think, I really don't believe I live here.
Waiting for the person to come and say, you have to leave now. You have to go. Seriously, you have to go. obviously we're the age we are, and our children are adults now, and we wanted to create something which would entice them back to us. So we have achieved that brief, haven't we?
Yeah,
Because we can't get rid of them now. They're always here. If we won Scotland's Home of the Year, I think it would be a real celebration from the architects to the people that helped us with the interiors, to the builders who are incredible. It's a celebration of all of them, really.
Yeah.
This upside-down house has the open-plan kitchen, living and dining area on the first floor to make the most of the views over the Firth of Forth. There's also a cinema room, study and guest bedroom with ensuite. Downstairs features a sitting room and 3 bedrooms, all ensuite. The main bedroom has a walk-in wardrobe for Jenny. There's a study with a secret door leading to David's wardrobe. Also on this floor is a gym area, sauna, utility and a WC. To the side of the home is an annex, which is home to Jenny's sister.
This is our favourite spot in the home, basically because the view that you can see is beautiful in the daytime and equally beautiful at night.
But what will the judges think of Sea View?
Wow, this is a commanding property, isn't it? I'm really intrigued by this extension here. Just kind of set up from the side, away from that broad, symmetrical, handsome beast in the middle.
Are you talking about me?
Hang on a minute.
Yay!
Hey, carry on. I love the look of that little room above the garage. That looks like a window where you could like sit and write your book.
Love the front door. It's drawing me in, and I see right out the back, so I'm hoping for a good view. So shall we check her out?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Wow.
Wow. Who needs artwork when you've got Scotland's finest staring you right in the face like that?
Great for golf fans as well. I see a guy walking along there with his golf bag.
It's a good first impression. Maybe homeowners well-travelled, lots of maps, lots of memorabilia.
I really like the recessed blind hidden behind the cornicing there. That's a really discreet way to hide quite a functional part of this room.
Well, if this is a kind of formal reception area, I wonder what's through those double doors there. Ah, look, guys.
Oh, that's surprising.
A bedroom off the reception.
Well, this makes no sense to me, having such a nice private space immediately off a public space, especially double doors as well. It kind of feels like people be barging in here, unless it's a communal bedroom.
Hey! What kind of house do you live in?
Hello, ladies. This is a beautiful dressing room. My handbags would look absolutely rubbish in here.
No, I reckon this would make any handbag look amazing. It looks fancy with all of that kind of lighting, the quartz mirror with that backlighting behind it as well. It's, well, I think this is what kids call lit. That petrified wood sink. Petrified, that's what I feel when I look in the mirror of a morning. What a great little loo. This is a toilet. Look how fancy it is.
I absolutely love the wallpaper choice.
And that lighting is really making that leopard print pop.
With this oversized, it's like kind of beaded chandelier, although it is hanging very low. I think even I would hit my head on that.
Try it.
Tiptoes.
No. Oh, this room was designed for you. I can forgive the low chandelier for this room. It feels nice.
Yeah. I love this handrail. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, let there be light.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're living upstairs and sleeping down.
That's a bold move to turn everything upside down, but you can see why they've done it. Look at that view.
It actually makes sense of how wide the house is from the front. They've taken full advantage of it, so you've got the view all the way along.
And it's zoned perfectly as well. It's a wide space, but you've got a gorgeous little breakfast nook there, your reading chair, living kitchen. It feels pretty well occupied, each corner.
For me, it's that transition outside. There's no threshold there. You'd imagine with those doors thrown open, glass balustrade, it's just inviting you out. You're almost floating out into that space.
Oh, here she is, the Harp. What a spot to sit and have a cocktail.
I think the rule book's got a bit tipsy in here as well, because you've got bits popping down, you've got skylights popping up, you've got angles. I think it brings a real energy to this space.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the stone and the rough sawn timber on the kitchen because I'm craving more natural textures in here, because it really helps to bring the space a little bit more down to earth, as grand as it is.
See, what's quite surprising me is the kitchen. It's a very, very, very pretty kitchen, but it's very small for the size of the house.
It could have come out altogether out to here, isn't it? You've got your dining room tucked over there, not kind of making the most of the view. I think you probably would spend a lot of time at that breakfast nook here. Or just eating on the couch. Like we
Not
all
on
do,
the
let's
white
be
couch.
honest. You don't eat on your couch.
No.
You're an animal. Wow.
Now we're talking.
Movie night.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing.
I'm coming in. I'll go the civilised way there.
This is what we needed, isn't it? A little bit of dark.
Darkness and comfort and personal stuff.
Yeah, this feels like the most personalised space in the home, doesn't it? Because these do look like gifts and objects and memories. It's much, much more personal.
Yeah, I don't know why people hide all their personal stuff away in the kind of private room. That's all the stuff that you should celebrate, all the weird little things you collect over the years.
Shall we talk about TV over fireplace?
I'm actually a fan. I think where we're positioned right now, we're far back enough in this big comfy sofa that the angle feels about right.
But they've given away a room with a very good view to the cinema room. Maybe I would have put that down the other end of the house and, you know, right out the back.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You probably want to retreat to this room rather than be adjoining the main social space.
How will the judges rate Sea View?
From the outside, it's definitely a very grand, very new, large home. What I wasn't expecting was this quite idiosyncratic layout. They've definitely made unconventional decisions about the arrangement and function of the spaces, and they've done that deliberately. It's not how I would have laid it out, but they've obviously made that conscious choice. The setting is really magical, and there isn't a space in this home that doesn't take full advantage of that. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I feel like I've been walking around a perfect mood board of all the right things to do. There's been some incredible moments. A view which has some of the best Scotland has to offer, sliding ladders, secret doors. But I do have a bit of an issue with this house, and it's the overlap between public and private. Having bedrooms that open up into social spaces sometimes makes the flow a little bit disjointed. I'm going to give this home an 8.
This house is a showstopper. It's almost a hole-in-one, but there's a few things that I might change. I'd love to ruffle it up a little bit. I think the home is really well designed and it feels like a professional's done it, but sometimes you need that personal touch to make it a home.
The final home in the east is a mid-century bungalow in Linlithgow. Coldwater is home to Fran, Martin, and their children Bailey and Esme.
I'd seen the property many times online and suggested it to Martin, and he was just not up for viewing it. All that glass, all that natural light, I was like, we have to go and see this.
I think Fran sold me. Her vision and her ability to see what I couldn't in the potential of the place.
When we moved in, it was very much abandoned, had been empty for a year, and it was very beige. So we decided to put our own stamp on it. We knew we wanted to incorporate certain materials as well. There's, the bar is made from recycled plastic. I just wanted it to have this kind of like sunken lounge feel, for example. I wanted to incorporate kind of nods to the mid-century, but not to have it like as a shrine to the mid-century.
I love the home because it is what Fran has created. It's a testament to her vision, her tenacity to make it all happen. And it's something that I couldn't have envisaged, but I absolutely love being here.
Oh, that's nice.
The bungalow includes a sunken lounge with built-in bar, a kitchen diner, and a separate utility space. There are 4 bedrooms in total, 2 kids' rooms, a spare and a main bedroom with ensuite. There is also a separate playroom, a WC, and a large family bathroom.
This is our favourite spot in our home because from sitting here you can see out of both of the windows into the garden and down across the fields.
Time for the judges to get their first view of Coldwater.
Well, this is pure modernism. Clean lines, no embellishments.
It's not giving much away.
Let's go and have a look, shall we?
Aha, I think we found the front door.
Or the back door.
This might be the perfect entranceway. A really clear hierarchy between the private space and the public space, and the change of heights really drawing us through.
It's very simply decorated, isn't it? But I love that they've kept the original 60s decorative glass in the door there.
Love that sunshine yellow hugging you as you come in, and then veer right through, maybe to the kitchen.
Shall we veer?
Yeah, I'm feeling peckish. Oh! Yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Sunken lounge.
This is cool.
I feel like we're going to put on a performance.
Yeah.
And dropping it makes the garden a lot more accessible too, and the glazed doors make it a really inside-outside space.
Ooh, that's recycled plastic.
They've used the same material on the coffee table.
Oh, that's smart.
And there's the hot.
There she is.
Oh my goodness, I know why this is the favourite spot, because here I've got a perfect view of these 2 absolutely enormous windows, and I absolutely love this storage unit here, the way it appears to be floating off the wall.
It's just ply, concrete. They've added some light, so it's kind of relatively cheap materials, but it looks expensive.
Do you know what says a lot about this homeowner and the property? Not a single spotlight in this big room.
What do you think? Well, should we ban spotlights?
Ban them.
Yep, you heard it here first. Oof. We're completing mid-century bingo here, aren't we? With the G-plan sideboard, the stag and the Tretyakov print. I love the fact that they've got the Ross Muir one next to it. That's really, really fun.
Well, they're framing it, aren't they, with that colour blocking, that sunshiny yellow rising up into the ceiling. That's a simple way to add character to a space, but for not a lot of money.
The spaces flow so nicely together because you've always got a line of sight to something else. We've got our dining table lined up with this window, you've got your kitchen walkway lining up with this space, and you've got your panoramic window there. It's really drawing me in.
Oof, that's a beefy worktop, isn't it?
Junky all the way, baby.
Do you know what? This home has been positioned so nicely on this site. This is an east-facing window, which means that this room, the kitchen, has its moment first thing in the morning when you're ready to make your coffee, fully waking up.
That's brilliant. You're very good on this whole north, south, east, west thing, aren't you?
Yeah, head over way around.
Thank God it's his job description, I think. Yeah, they haven't had to change the kitchen up too much. They've added a kind of contemporary floor just to remind us we're in the 21st century.
I like the way they've split up the kitchen space and the dining space with this angle. It's the first angle we've seen in quite a square house.
Whew.
Utility, but make it nice.
That is popping.
Isn't it? Denny, this is the definition of a colour pop.
Fun and functional.
Ooh. This is nice.
I love the way they've painted an alcove around the bed. It's such a simple move to create that real sense of cosy enclosure.
I think that paint job helps to make the room feel cozier, doesn't it? When you're lying in bed, you just feel hugged. I wouldn't want to get out of bed in this room.
But imagine your bare feet touching this lovely plush carpet first thing in the morning. It's not such a bad thing.
Oh, it's such a good idea, isn't it, doing wallpaper on the ceiling?
Well, you know, they say leopard is the new neutral.
I'm all for that.
I like how the theme of the wallpaper is carried on with the pictures. I think this little one might have a favourite animal.
And look at that, cute little bohemian mirrors there, all the little rattan natural vibes. It's a sweet little girl's room, isn't it?
This feels like the kind of room that's going to grow with the little person that lives here.
But what will the judges mark Coldwater?
I love this home. They've stayed true to the era, but they've updated it for a modern family. They've added lots of character and clever little tricks everywhere just to elevate little spaces. So it's a really fun, smart, happy home. I'm giving this home a 10.
This home has been expertly positioned on its site, with the key morning rooms facing east, with the more evening entertaining rooms pointing west, with all the bedrooms pushed to the north of the site where natural light is not such a precious commodity. Frank Gehry once said that architecture should speak of its place and time, but yearn for timelessness. And this home has successfully delivered that. I'm going to give this home a 10.
I think this is a really exciting example of what happens when you have a building with a strong personality populated by a homeowner that also has a really strong personal style. There's a sense of humour about the way this home has been styled, which really chimes with its main function as a family home.
Now that the judges have seen all 3 homes, the final scores can be revealed. First, it was the Pink House in Fife.
This joyful, rainbow-hued family home. Banjo, you gave it a 9. And I gave it a 9 as well. So Danny, what did you think of the Pink House?
Well, I've never seen anything like it before, and I really admire the way the homeowners really committed to doing something that was special to them. Architecturally, I don't think they pushed the envelope enough for me. There was lots they could have done with the site and the orientation to the sun, and I felt that was maybe a bit of a missed opportunity. I gave this house a 7.
Ooh, that's quite a big difference of opinion. So that gives the Pink House 25.
Next up, Sea View in North Berwick.
This modern mansion, I gave it a 9, and Danny gave it an 8. So Banjo, did it float your boat?
Wow, it's undeniably a beautiful house. It's been designed by a professional, but for me it was just missing some personal touches, but I still gave it a 9.
Okay, so that means Seaview gets 26.
And finally, Coldwater in Linlithgow.
This mid-century masterpiece, Danny, you gave it a 10.
Oh yeah.
Banjo, you also gave it a 10.
Oh yeah.
I just thought it was absolutely amazing. It's the kind of home that I daydream about one day living in. I loved the interplay between the contemporary things that they'd added to the home and the respect for its history. So I also gave it a 10.
Full marks.
Yeah.
So that gives Coldwater 30.
Yes, what a worthy finalist.
This is a good one.
What a belter of a home.
Coldwater wins in the East and is one step closer to being Scotland's Home of the Year. Next time,
Really, really difficult.
the judges have the hardest task
What a shock.
as they decide the winner of Scotland's Home of the Year.